Hi guys, Camilla here and welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I have for you this fun Halloween card with a lots of dimension. I'm using some wood veneer pieces from this collection by Latarnia Morska, which is a lighthouse in English. It's a Polish company that makes these beautiful thin wood veneer pieces. Today's video is also a collaboration with Elena, and I will link her video here and in the description down below so you can check that out. So I'm starting out with my pumpkins. I'm using some Distress Oxide inks. I'm going directly with the ink pad, but you can use the blending tool as well. I'm using Spice Marmalade Oxide ink. And for the stem, I'm using Lucky Clover, also Distress Oxide ink. And as you can see, sometimes it's a bit easier to go in with your piece onto the ink pad since there's some small elements. Sorry to be a little bit off camera. I think I zoomed in a little too much. Anyway, so I'm continuing with the ink pad and I'll create all three pumpkins. I'm going to color all three of them in. And now for the big pumpkin with a little bit better perspective. It's really easy to color them with the ink pads. I really love how this Distress Oxide inks go on this wood veneer. It's almost like it sips in the wood and it's really gives this beautiful impression. And now for this little stem I used my round blending tool by Ranger because it was just easier to maneuver. And now I'm going to color in the hats. There was also two hats in this set, and I'm using Wilted Violet, Distress Oxide ink as well. And I'm going to color these little ribbon elements of the hat with my Pro markers, so alcohol inks. And now I thought all my elements were done, but I thought the pumpkins lacked dimension, so I'm gonna go in with some darker colors of just Distress inks, like here Walnut Stain, and go over the edges of my elements with my round blending tool to add a little bit of dimension. Later on you'll see I decided they were a little too dark, so I'm gonna take carved pumpkin, as you can see here. It's a Distress ink, and I'm just gonna cover the whole all of the pumpkins once again, and as you can see they start glowing with the orange, so they're much more vibrant. And for the hats I also went in with a darker purple. It's just a regular Distress ink, and the color is Dusty Concord. And now with my elements complete, I will be starting to put together my card. I'm decided also to add some light to my two of my pumpkins, so I took some yellow cardstock I had in my stash, and I'm gonna add it at the back of my pumpkin. I'm gonna adhere it using Tumble Monoliquid glue. And for the scary looking pumpkin, I'm gonna use some black cardstock just to make it a little darker. So as you can see, I apply directly my Tumble Monoliquid glue, and then with my finger I dab it around so it doesn't kind of squirt out when I adhere my cardstock. For the card base for my card, I'm using some craft cardstock as well as some pattern paper for the front from Lawn Fawn, and this is from the last year's collection, fall collection of the plaid cardstock, pattern paper rather. And now I'm going to use some double-sided tape to adhere this pattern paper to the front of my card. And then I'm going to stack my pumpkins in the front. Some of them I'm going to adhere using Tumble Mono, and the two smaller ones for a little bit more of the dimension, I used some double-sided foam tape. So as you could see, I had to detach my pumpkin, and with that double-sided tape, luckily it didn't rip my pattern paper, so I was happy about that. I added the hat on just one of the pumpkins. I kind of like the stem on the big one. And now I'm using this Spooktacular lawn fawn stamp set to stamp my sentiment, and I'm just gonna use the Happy Halloween one. Plus, I'm gonna stamp 2 candy corn on each side of the sentiment. I'm gonna color them in using my alcohol markers for a little bit of kind of dimension and color. And the card is finished. I really like the dimension, and I think those pumpkins are super cute and scary. Thank you so much for collaborating with me, Alina. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon with a new card making video. Have a lovely day and happy Halloween. Bye!